Hello there, traders. How are y'all doing today? It's a beautiful Saturday down here in Austin on this March 20th, 2021. It's your boy Z Rex. No noise coming at you. Static. Just getting off of work a little bit ago. Got to get a little video out. I didn't have time to do one yesterday. Busy ass day. Had to do a bunch of errands for my business down here, but whatever. Y'all don't care about that. Let's talk about the price action, because I do think we need to talk about a few things. All right, sweet. Let's get right into it. Boom, bam. Bitcoin, Mama Bear. Here it is. Daily chart. I mean, the daily candles are the 10 simple. It's pretty crazy. I don't like yesterday's close. This is a pretty ugly candle. I do not like that at all. I do not like green candles that close like that. I do not like them. I was trying to come up with a rhyme better, but I'm clearly not on point at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like yesterday's candle. Hammer candle, shooting star, or inverted hammer, shooting star, something like that, whatever you want to call it. It's rejection for these price action zones, and that's probably a small 618 area too. Yes, it is on the money, and now we are below this again. It's kind of... One, it's frustrating and confusing for all the traders in the game. Two, let's put the indicators back on. Let's help out. Oh, HVP is flashing too. The last day, it looks like. Yep, today. Last time we had it flash was back over here. Again, this does not pick direction. It's just saying that volatility is going to expand. And so we haven't actually seen that since, what? Dang, February 21. And the last time it flashed was way down here at $11,000. All right. So this is pretty notable then. It's okay technically. This is kind of nice with the EMAs opening up, all that. But you don't have any momentum on the oscillators. You have the EMAs, but we like to see confluence across multiple indicators, and we just don't have that right now. We have extremely neutral RSI. We have extremely neutral to weak, actually, because we're both testing on the weak zone here, on the threshold of the weak zone at 16. And so we're like super just neutral as neutral can be. I do think the move that's coming out of this is going to be rather large, though. Spidey sense tells me this is going to be a big one, and we're going to break the range that we've been in for a while. Now, direction-wise, I'm not super confident on that. I'm just slightly leaning to the upside only because we're above the 21 in this like 56-ish thousand area. Other than that, my feelings, which I try not to trade, I can't say that I don't trade them. I would love to say that I don't trade my feelings for the most part, but that does happen sometimes. And feelings aren't always bad, but I just get this weird feeling that there's some kind of big pullback in the works here. We're going to go through equities too for the weekly close since I missed yesterday. But I don't know, man. There's just something about this price action that I don't like. But again, the EMAs and the mama are saying, hey, we're barely long right here. Anything back below, I think, like 56K, probably even like 57K does it. I do think this is going to break down to the downside. Again, anything above 59.5, though, we probably break to the upside. We're just like super compressing right now. And I mean, when you get 3 daily candles that literally create one of the moving averages, I mean, that's like, and especially the shortest term one, I mean, that's super crazy. You can see there's nothing really like that. Here's one example that I found. I know I can find at least one right on the 21 for a few days. And you can see we actually were in a similar posturing on DMI. A little bit a little bit higher, but right above the neutral zone. So I do think a large move is coming out of this, and it'll probably be within the week. Let's look at the weekly, actually. Yeah, look at this. The divergence is even now on the weekly setting up, and we are below. See, this isn't good either, being below the exponentials on RSI, and we're kind of respecting this downward sloping trend line, and that comes from the divergence, daily divergence, bearish divergence, that is. You got the 3 stabs, and you also are like, we're also compressing the time cycles here. So this is 42 days from this little scoopy scoop action, and I mean, really, it's like less. It's probably about like 30, mid 30s before it got out of that. And if we kind of compare that to this one, we're only at like 20 days. We're like low mid 20s. And so the cycles are, they seem to be like, price seems to be kind of compressing here. So I like, that's another thing that I really do believe a large move is coming very soon, like probably within the next week is my guess here. And when I say large, I don't mean like just to the 21 or something and then bounce back and come back up here. I'm talking, like I said, breaking the range is kind of what Spidey's telling me. That good old Spidey sense. Let's look at Bitcoin futures, but what the hell does that mean? Oh, ew. Not a great candle close there. What is this? Diesel decline. Get my ADD going here and get that off the screen. We don't need that. Not a great doji on a weekly. Super indecision. Now, it isn't bearish inherently, but it is showing indecision. So let me think about this for a second. Sorry. So it is showing indecision, and it's kind of capping the price off. Actually, where is this price? Let's look real quick. 58, like just below 59,000. And where are we getting rejected so far? Just right at about 59,000. All right, so that's interesting. And again, futures, I've brought this up before. Futures, I think the CME futures respect technicals better and is more important. This is where the big boys are playing. Hedging stuff off is a lot, you know, this is, CME is top dog. Let's see. So, anyway, looks okay on the futures. We're resistance point on the weekly, which we just looked at over here. This little doji here, kind of, I don't remember the name of it, Dragonfly or something. It doesn't matter. It's just a doji. They all have kind of pretty much the same implications, unless you have one of the reverse ones, which we do have on a 3 hour. Unless it's like a shooting star one, I do tend to take heed of those a little bit. Wait, shit, I'm sorry, it's on the daily right here. This is kind of like a shooting star doji, this guy. And you probably can't even see it because I got all these damn indicators. There you go. This one. So the body on the bottom of it, kind of, right, shooting star coming down. But most of the time, and even with the shooting star doji, I don't remember it off the top of my head, but they're all pretty much like 50-50 patterns. It's a cautionary thing more so than it is like getting direction or getting out of the trade. It's just like, oh, all right, maybe momentum might be shifting here. Let's just be on our toes a little bit more. Like when you get these big old girthy candles like this, you don't really have to worry about that. Buyers are strong. They're looking nice. Like these candles here, they're looking nice and girthy, closing at the upper end of the range. All like these ones here, you don't really have to worry about those. Little spinny top. Ooh. Another one, shooting star. Ew. In a row. Oh. That's where we kind of be like, all right, then it's marking this range off. And look, it's just coinciding perfectly with the previous, week or so. Anyway, I'm talking way too much about Bitcoin, but I'm just trying to kind of run through some ways to analyze things too. So whatever, it is what it is. You don't have to listen to it or fast forward or do whatever you want, or listen to me on 2X, which is funny. Sometimes I do that I don't really edit any of the videos, but whenever I've kind of watched some for just like note taking and, progress stuff, criticism, yeah, I put it on 2X. It sounded pretty funny. Anyway, though, Who cares about that? This looks okay, but I don't really like it though. My feelings are saying it's not sexy. I don't like it got rejected too from like 60K. Like, I really wish we would have got some continuation through here and not broke down. But hey, whatever. I wish the market doesn't give a shit about that. I'll tell you that much. So daily, kind of ugly. Ethereum's the one that's kind like even more ugly to me. It's got this like complex head and shoulders type topping pattern. I mean, I don't know if it's textbook one of those. I'm not a huge pattern trader. I just kind of loosely see one. You see a loosely inverted head and shoulders here too. Just funny, it's like the target goes right up to here, and then now we're putting in like a topping one with the target right down back into the middle of the range here, which is about a 618 retracement of this move. Let's see. It looks to be about that. Yeah, right here in the middle of the range. So pretty funny. Maybe this is just a bunch of indecision, making people just be confused and all that. But I still think either way, it's going to be a big move that's coming out of this here relatively soon. Anything back below, how I'm kind of playing this for me personally, anything back below like 56,000, I'm going to be de-risking quite a bit. I don't want to ride this thing all the way down to like 48 or... Because we start breaching this stuff, then we're opening up the can of worms to make a new low here, or at least test this. And I mean, that's a pretty far ways. There's no reason to sit through 25% drawdown if you don't have to. Man, if you're a hodler, I guess, whatever. I mean, whatever. If that's your style, then you don't care. You just hodl till you die. It doesn't matter if it goes down to 10,000, I guess, to you. I don't know. Seems crazy to me, but to each his own, right? So let's get off Bitcoin and let's move on to Litecoin. Terrible. Litecoin looks like shit. It's actually dumping right now as we speak. Just sloppy chart. This is sloppy, blah. So neutral, so boring. We've just been range trading forever. We've talked about it on a lot of these videos. There's just not much new info. We thought there was about a week ago when we were getting these breakout patterns, but then they all just got rejected and we're back in these stupid ranges. So there you go. The only one that finally did break out so far is Ripple, but look at these selling wicks here on top of this price action. But this is a good read. We have everything we like to see. Positive oscillators on both, and the EMA is opening up. I'll bite a little bit aggressively, so we probably do come back down and retest these highs, but if we can hold this structure on top, I mean, if we can hold the upper part of this structure above like 47, 48 cents, Ripple does look like it wants to test 65. So actually something doing different. Oh, Jesus, XLM already gave it all up. Pump right to the top of the range, dump. Blah. Oh my God, skipping it. Dot, same crap. Pump to the top of the range, dump. Oh my God. Link, same thing. Oh well, this is gonna make this a video easy. Oh man, look at this. Dump acted like it was about to break out. Super awesome. These are why I don't like the aggressive slopes to the upside like this, because these are emotional, highly emotional price patterns, and they can break. And when they usually, I mean, obviously they'll break at some point. And when they do break, they usually have the same speed and swiftness to the downside. And so we always like to see that more methodical kind of grind up, not like almost vertical on the trend line that it's making. But kind of ugly. This looks pretty shitty, to be fair. False breakout usually comes with immediate tests of the opposite side of the range or swift opposite moves. We definitely got that real swift. And now we make like this kind of little H pattern. Oh, now we make. Nice, such great English. And we're making this H pattern, which looks like it's kind of playing out already. I mean, this thing looks pretty bad below this trend line. And that's actually a measured move to new lows, by the way. Ew. Gross. Charlie? What are you doing? All right, whatever. Moving on. Sloppy. Look, you get the opening EMAs, but look at this. No momentum down here, and the 377 right above you. Bleh. Terrible. Same range crap. Look at this. Every chart freaking looks like this, except for a Ripple, everyone's favorite. It's actually breaking out. And that's not fair. Not every chart looks like that, but y'all get the idea. Like 90% of them look like that. Oh, look at this. Shocker. BSV goes to the freaking trend line. Shooting star doji. Follow through. Done. Murdered. See, and this is what you need. Actually, that just sparked something in my brain. Since I'm trying to teach stuff too sometimes. It's like if you get this, it doesn't mean it's mostly neutral. It's mostly neutral. But when it's right at a trend line, makes it slightly more bearish. But then when you get this next candle, that's bearish. That means you got sellers are putting the pressure on right here at the body of this doji. So, boom. There you go. Perfect example. But if the candle went the other way, then boom. It's the same thing except as a support. But hey, it didn't. Craig, you're not the real Satoshi, I guess. I thought maybe you could be, but you're not. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care if he is or isn't, whatever. Daily is squeezing the price up, though. And to be fair on the daily, the oscillators are actually set up pretty sexy, except for being below the mama and squeezing in underneath this trend line. But we do have momentum on the DMI, so I do like to put a lot of weight on the DMI, but we'll see. This is respecting this damn trend line in the mama to the upside like a mofo. So if we can just maybe go sideways for a couple days and hold this 190, 200-ish area, oh my gosh, which is going to be this stupid trend line right below it. It's like we're in a big range or something. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so, I mean, we're going to fill this thing out, it looks like, I guess. We've been kind of joking about it the last week, but hey, we did also say that a lot of times crypto freaking does this and goes right through the damn side of the apex. I mean, silly crypto. What's it gonna do? Who knows? It's all neutral now. No edge. Damn you. EOS actually doing something that Ripple needs to probably do. Come back and test the upper end of this range. EOS actually looking okay, so it's doing something different. Way to go, Dan. Stan and Dan. Now we're gonna have to flip to that upper 4 teens area, around 420-ish is the support zone, and it could even test down to about a little above $4 and still be okay, depending how it exactly gets there. If it was real swift, but if we start getting 3-hour closures below, yeah, 410, that's gonna start damaging the structure. But EOS doing something a little bit different. Oh God, look, Monero's not lame, range, stupid. No, moving on. Jesus. Zcash on top of the range, but having trouble getting out. This is okay as long as it holds this trend line. Really, that's like the more conservative way to do it. Anything even back below, if you want to keep it real easy, like 137. It's kind of how I'd play that if I already had a good position in, like maybe down here. That's how I'd play that. And short term though, man, anything back below 148, blah, terrible. It's like created its own new range on top of the other range. It's just infinite rangedom. Dash, oh my God, Dash. You already know what the hell's going on. Just watch the last 2 weeks of videos. Or don't, actually. Just watch the one I did 2 days ago. It's pretty much the same on a lot of those. But, I mean, you can see that, right? And maybe I'm taking it for granted. Maybe a lot of people can't see that. So let me just bring it out real quick. Let's just look at price, and you can see here. See, look at this. See, there's the range. I mean, it's just when you can have all these tests, and no, they don't have to be exact. I know a lot of people, everybody has a little bit different way of how they do TA. I've learned to be a little bit more loose. It helps me anyway. When I'm too rigid, it usually just doesn't help my trades because we're all watching the same movie. So if you're too rigid, it's just too easy to get kind of screwed, I've found. So I kind of just leave a little bit loose, and I want like multiple candles too, confirming range breaks as well to get real comfortable in a trade. But anyway, you can kind of see right around this 250-ish area, keeps ping-ponging, getting rejected. And then most of this is right here around 200. And, you know, it does get front run. Like this one only went to 210. But, You know, look, this thing is starting to make lower highs, lower lows, just on basic price action. This is terrible. Terrible. All right. Yeah, I mean, look at these damn moving averages. Spaghetti Nation, dude. It's like an Italian restaurant in this biatch. All right. No, we don't want no pink dots on that chart to get away. Doge 101. Hey, look, it's in the range. Doge dollar. Ooh, kind of had a beautiful setup yesterday and the day before, but now kind of like don't be doing this rejection shit right at 6 cents again, Doge. All right, Elon, tweet it, put the Doge like decal on one of your SpaceX rockets, and let's launch this bitch to the moon. That'd be cool. I'm sure a lot of people would like that. But hey, whatever. It's not happening right now, at least. Weird ass pattern. It looked like it was going to be this kind of. Someone in the chat the other day was like, "Oh, it's going to be Doge ears or something." I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of goofy." But now it's just, I don't know what the hell this is. I mean, that's just like some funky ass. That's some on the low time frame. That's some funky range crap, just like a lot of these other charts. So hey, it needs to close at least a few green candles above 6 cents. If we get one of these stupid green candles and then just get immediate rejection, no. We need at least 3 green, sexy 3-hour candles. And then I'll get real excited for Doge. All right, ES. Kind of closing shitty on the day. Look at this on the crack time frames. This is actually an incredibly bearish setup. If you do like to scalp, and I scalp occasionally. It's not my favorite thing to do. You really have to watch it and kind of be there and all that kind of stuff. Maybe if you're a coder and you're more skilled than I am in that kind of area, I don't really know how to do all that kind of stuff. So maybe if you can code and want to try that, then I could totally get that. I have done lots of back testing and even paid some people to code some things for me to try things out over the years. I mean, I've done a lot of back testing, but that's like some of the back testing software like NinjaTrader or TradeStation. It's pretty much a monkey can do it. You just change fields and parameters. But if you like actually really want to do it, you need to like write some stuff, and that's my gap is right there. Anyway, I digress. Bearish. This is a very bearish 7-minute setup. Again, when you're on low time frames, don't try to hold low time frame trades for the same time you would, hold a weekly or daily or something like that. That's where I think people get mixed up. I know that's where I've gotten mixed up. I would get in on a trade on a 7-minute, and then I'm looking at so much other stuff when I'm on a daily. I'll even look at this on a daily too and be like, oh, well, yeah, that 7-minute trade, I'm going to manage it like it's on a daily now. And it's like, whoa, don't do that. These ranges are small. I mean, look at this scale over here. You're talking an ATR is why I like to keep ATR on the left. That kind of shows you price range. This shows you the average price range in whatever frame you're looking at on the chart, which is I find extremely handy. So I can just glance at this real quick and be like, oh, what's price been doing for the last few days in each candle? Oh, it's moving about 4 or 5 points. Oh, okay. That's also good for scalping because it can give you an expectation. So now you're like, oh, breaking down, getting opening EMAs. They're literally in the best chronological order that you could get. And you have everything on your side right now. So you could be like, oh, maybe I can just look for about 5 points. Maybe you want to be less risky. And, you go, oh, I'm going to only look for 3 points. Or you want to be like, oh, I'm going to be more risky. So it's like a nice scale. And so you can kind of get an idea. It's like, oh, we've been moving about 10 points. Well, where does that probably put us? I bet it's right here in this cluster. And so there's about 12 points right there in the middle. So, so that's lining up. Boom. Just kind of food for thought. Just kind of walking you through how I would kind of do something. But yeah, anyway, back to the just regular TA. Yeah, shitty close, but hey, it still saved itself from the opening dumpage, so that's kind of good, I guess. Let's look at the daily. And this is a funky ass pattern. I don't know. This is like mountains. It's Twin Peaks. I'm not sure what's going on there. Very terrible 3-hour close, though. That is super ugly. This looks like it wants to come back and test down here. Maybe even this trend line. But this does look like it wants to test quite like in the lower 3800s. Daily, pretty sloppy, because this daily candle is a pretty swift rejection of the targeted range here. Bears are saying, nuh-uh, y'all don't get to go into the red box of prosperity just quite yet. Of all the joys in crypto heavens. Oh, I'm sorry. Not crypto heavens, although that would be good for crypto too. But in the futures and CME equity heavens. Let's go to weekly. How did the weekly close? Pretty whatever. It's a whatever candle on the weekly. No momentum, though. You just don't have any momentum anywhere. Pretty much for this whole year. It got lost on the weekly DMI. Officially, I guess not till February. But it's been weakening for most of this year. Yeah, pretty shitty. Bears look like they're trying to come back up and regain dominance, take that belt back. But they really got to break below 3850-ish and ultimately all the way back down below 3760 would be the area that for me. And then I'd start being pretty damn bearish if we ever close, or which we will someday. But when we close below 3760 on a daily for an open and close, not just a little fake out, but an open and close below that. For at least like maybe a couple of candles, I'm probably then going to start targeting the daily 200 at like 3,500 or something like that. So, but hey, you already know what the upside target is. I got it in this giant box, so don't have to talk about that. NASDAQ, blah, ugly. Come to the camel hump on the mama. Also the 13.3 level we've been watching like a hawk for the last month or so. Rejection, boom, and this is ugly daily. This literally, when you get these and they slice through every single EMA, yeah, that's usually not good. So this has actually gotten a little bit more bearish, unless just sub 13,000 period. So anything back above 13,000 probably gets us and tests us here again. But yeah, this isn't looking too hot on NASDAQ. Weekly getting accepted again between the 21 and 10 simple. Pretty neutral, to be fair, on the weekly. I wanted to say bearish, but I think that's being a little bit biased. So I do think that that's just more neutral, right between the short-term moving averages. This is a pretty tight range. I mean, 12.6 to 13.2-ish. Yeah, that ain't shit on NASDAQ. So yeah, pretty neutral on there. And the monthly, we got still a lot of time on monthly. The last month's candle actually is pretty ugly. I didn't even notice that. I don't look at monthly chart a lot on NASDAQ, which I probably should. Man, that was weird. It looked like my screen just changed colors. Oh, whatever. Yeah, last monthly, not very sexy, actually, on NASDAQ. Really need to hold up this 12.3 level. Break 12.3, we probably come test all the way down into the mid-low 11,000s. I could easily see that happening. Dow looks great, though, funny enough. You look at Dow, you're like, oh, what? Dow, huh? Psh, look at this thing. Girthy green dilly. Right to the target, though. And then slight rejection weekly, but like we talked about early in the stream, you got to have follow-through. Just because it does one time, it's like, oh, let me just short everything. Mortgage my house and shit. No, don't do that. Just wait. Actually, don't listen to me either. I'm not a financial advisor and all that jab, blah, blah, blah. But I am going to wait to see if we can get a weekly maybe that confirms this as a potential top. Right now, no such thing. I mean, this is a pretty brutal move. And in the Dow, I mean, just wow. There's nothing bearish about it. How about a 3-hour maybe? All right, so a 3-hour. We can go low time frame. 3 hours kind of bearish. So it looks like it kind of wants to go back and retest the breakout level. So there you go. There's a little bit of bearishness. But on high time frames, though, it looks great. If we lose again, 31.6, then we get back in this stupid range. And then then it'll have to just get out of that range to see. But it does kind of look like it wants to come back and test this breakout level at about 32,000. Rut Dog, what's up, Rut? What you doing? Looking pretty sexy still. Stalling, hanging out right on the 21. No momentum, though, on the daily. And we do have a similar posturing of bearish divergence. Now, has it played out each one between here? Yeah, you could argue that. You could definitely argue that. I mean, we do have 21 to 55 dumps each time. We even have one right now. So, yeah, I mean, that could be argued. But it's also kind of like, it's still lingering there until you, like, break it, right, and make a new high. So that's, like, kind of the thing. Makes it more neutral. Oh, yay. And harder to read. Anyway, let's see. Weekly still looks pretty good. Let's go 3 hour. Oh, getting a little bit of pressure, but also getting a little bit of support at the same time. See, I don't like taking these trades that much, especially to the short side. As a long position, possibly these actually are pretty good because you do get lots of swing and reaction, just like flush people out moves. But it's just kind of dangerous when you're below the mama and you get this set up. It's like, I like to wait for more time. I like to be patient. But if this is like a major support level, like if this happened right down here, a little further down, oh, absolutely. When you get a lot of confluence areas, faux show. But just off of this, not so much. Daily, pretty good. Just kind of testing this zone. I mean, I don't even really, I can't even think about being bearish on this guy until we're back below like 2200. I mean, I know that's a little far away from here, but I guess if we tighten it up, 2160 is lower. Let's not tighten it up. Derp. I guess 2260. I'm sorry, 2260, way up here. Then possibly we get a little run down to this zone here. But ultimately, though, I'm just gonna stick with that 2160. I'm not really bearish on this yet until we get below 2160 again, or if we do. VIX bouncing real hard, coming right back into the teal basing box, teal base box. So it's just going sideways right now. Back in the range. VVIX, you can see, never dipped anywhere. It just stayed in its little stupid range. So that was interesting. But yeah, big snap back from it actually closing a low below 20 bucks. I guess technically it did here, but whatever. 2 days in a row with continuation. But nope. The bulls on VIX said, wait a second, dude. The fear is not as gone as you think. That's how they talk to each other. Apparently. CL. Breakdown. Range. This is super rangy. Ain't doing anything with this or energy stocks until oil gets out of this range. And that range is between the 200 and the 377 dotted moving averages. And until we get out of that, don't care about it. And looks like we might do that next week. I don't know. Probably. But really got to get back below. We lose 59 bucks again, though. I do think it would break down probably all the way to the low 50s. And if we can get back above that $63 area. Yeah, $63.50. Then we'd probably come back and test the underbelly of this trend line. And then we'll have to reassess. Bonds. What have they been doing? Have they been going down? Yes, they have. They're right on top of the trend line now. Will they break it? At this point, probably. They only go down. So, shit, there you go. I mean, this is just crazy. It's just bearish as hell. There's just nothing. There's no love to be found in the bonds. But, just as we talked about at the other chart, if we flip this, we draw a little trend line. These are very aggressive slopes, right? And at a trend line cross, 153. So we break down below this again. It's going to get really ugly for bonds. There's nothing here. There was one little saving grace at this previous breakout zone that I have this orange arrow to that needs to be deleted because it didn't give a shit about it. Well, it did for one day. And then it gave it all up, engulfed it, and said, nah, bitch, we done. So, Bearish as hell. Notes, bearish. Same, pretty much same chart, just into the abyss, dying, going down and down to the Mariana Trench. TNX, obviously, is going up. They have an inverse correlation most of the time. This is also extremely bullish. There is nothing bearish about this chart yet. People be like, oh, what about the bearish divergence on the 3-4 hour? Yeah, I don't even care about that until it breaks the 21 EMA for at least 2 candles, 3 candles on a 3 hour. Don't even care. Oscillators can lie to you. Price action does not lie to you. If it's making lower highs, lower lows, it's in a downtrend. You know, it's like some people just trade straight up candles, but that's pretty tough. We talked about before, you can go on like search Google, or search on the internet, like trying to like not say Google because it's like some stupid branding like Q-tip and cotton swab. Get out of my head, Google. Anyway, sidetracked there. And I just totally lost my train of thought. And derp, ADD. I don't know if that's what it is, but that sounds good. Daily, Dixie, great. Reacting. This is what we like to see. Follow through. Let's just get the oscillators back. We need RSI back, I think, above about 67-ish and 26, obviously, on the DMI. Well, not obviously, because maybe if you never watched this video, that's not obvious to you, but that's the levels we like to use. 26, 16, and 10. 26, above that, power zone. In the middle, neutral. Here, weak. And below 10, I call the forgotten zone. When you're down there, you're forgotten. Euro, kind of H'ing out here. Anything back below 118.3, done. Terrible. DAX, oh my God, I need to make this video done. It's already been 36 minutes. Jesus. I guess I didn't make a video yesterday, so it's all good. DAX actually looks really good. Huh, that's interesting. It looks a lot better than U.S. equities. And they have a lot of the similar companies in there, too. So, yeah, hell. Shit. Big ass rally next week. That's kind of what Dax is saying. Almost broke out here, getting rejected. Pretty sloppy chart on Shanghai. I guess it's mostly bullish as long as it's riding this trend line still, though. Just trying to keep it simple. Gold. All right, gold. Not too shabby. Let's zoom in a little bit. Not too shabby. Coming right up, or right up underneath to our target. Got front ran with a little shooting star. Yet another example of some doji action being a little neutral. Another little fat one. And then you get that continuation and a little bit of follow through, to be fair. You know, about 20 bucks or so on gold. It's a decent move. It's a very actually large move if you trade the futures product. It's a very large contract, like notionally. Anyway, though, this looks still pretty damn good. Riding up that trend line like a sexy Jesus man, doing its damn thing. Can't be mad about that. Still needs some work, though. Needs to get back above 1750 on the shorter, medium time frames. But yeah, pretty constructive. Gold's kind of agreeing that there might be a little bit of scariness coming around the corner. Silver, nope. Nah, it's okay, though. Silver's like getting bought up like a mofo in these last 3 hour candles. Yeah, this is showing that this trend line obviously is being respected. We got to move it out a little bit. It is being respected, but it's also showing, just based on the candle price action, that there is pretty good buying support in the upper 25 handle. So as long as we're holding that, this looks pretty damn sexy for some resetting on oscillators, some reaccumulation. And daily still neutral, though. But yeah, this looks like it's setting up for a little bit of a pump. Anything back over this local high at 26.60, then yeah, I would say we get back all the way to at least like 28 bucks, 27.50, 28 bucks. Hey, look, it can do range stuff like crypto. No, I'm just kidding, but kind of not. Ugh. All right, palladium getting a little bit rejected, but also bid up into the range. like a crypto. Damn it. Why does this keep happening? It's like, it's so weird. It's like 80 million% of the charts are just like this. Jesus Christ. All right, well, it's back in the range. I took off a lot of my platinum on the on that bounce anyway, so it's all good. Did all that on the stream. So, you know, I'd like to get back into it. Oh, I tapped the mic, sorry. It had such a good setup, and the weekly still looks really sexy above 1100. So if we dip back into 11 hundos, kind of anywhere in here, I'll probably nibble a little bit more. So we'll just wait and see what goes down. Awesome. Final thoughts. Let's move on. Oh, look at that. We're breaking down. It's pretty much over. Bitcoin's going to 0. Damn. Well, we tried, guys. No, but not that surprising, though, really. It does look heavy. There is just this heaviness about it, and I don't like yesterday's candle. So, and if the next day we start confirming this biatch, then I think that 56-ish thousand level will be busted, and we are about to expand on the volatility. And literally the last time that happened was back here. Yes, it had a big downside move. It doesn't mean we're getting that right now, but because this doesn't imply direction. You can use, you know, kind of price action to maybe give you an edge on that, but by itself it doesn't do anything. Just like most indicator by itself isn't really going to give you any real edge. Here's the last time you had a little flash, went sideways for 4 days. Here's the last one too. Went sideways for a couple of days. Ended up breaking out. Last one, dang, way back over here when we were at 9K. Holy moly. Had a few actually in this. Well, to be fair, this one did happen. Well, yep, right. It happened right before a 10% drop, so pretty good. 10% in crypto, though. Pff, whatever. Oh, what do we got? 10% from here would be where? 51,000. See, so 10% actually wouldn't be whatever from here because you'd be breaking these lows in the structure and making new lows, lower highs, lower lows. That sucks. We don't want that to happen. Unless you're really short, then you do. But let's hold on right here. We're going down to test, it looks like, low 57Ks. 56 is really the last line in the sand for me on the medium time frames. I will definitely start de-risking below that. Even 57, I might start doing it depending on how this like starts forming. But it is the weekend too. Pretty boring. Oh, it's Saturday night though. If there is a big move, it does like to happen in the Saturday night overnight session. Like pretty much from like 8 to 6 in the morning. I don't know why. Central Standard Time, that is, so you can extrapolate that however you want. But oh yeah, man. So maybe we got something swift coming in. Taylor, she coming in. Tell us what's up. Everyone's favorite, right? All right, I'm getting way too crazy here talking about Taylor. Jesus. So you know what it is. Anything back above 59.5. Really, nah, screw that. It needs to go above 60. This is lame. Like we said earlier, 60K. I want 3 3-hour candles above 60K, or Bitcoin's being a bitch. And it really needs to hold this structure. But for me, like breaching 57 and definitely 56K is probably going to break this structure down. If it happens in regular session. Probably not if it happens like this weekend. Probably get a good buy zone. If it happens like tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if that gets snapped back. But that's a lot of info. I'm just going to leave it there. You can digest it, rewind, regrind, re-listen, forward, whatever you want to do, and go from there. We'll be live tomorrow for the weekly closure on BTC. And that'll do it. I hope you all have an awesome, super great night. I wish you the best. And take care. We'll see you mañana. Peace.